Well, I'm going to answer the sixth question about the JavaScript, or it may skip six. So the first one is, tell me about the ES6. So first of all, it's need to be related to JavaScript history. So tell me about something about the JavaScript history. In 1995, uh, uh, in 1995, Brandon Itch. Brandon Itch, he's invent JavaScript. That time JavaScript was the one of the core technology about the worldwide website technology. Okay, it's alongside with HTML CSS in November. So in November 1996, Netscape submitted the JavaScript to the Acme International. Acme International is an organization. Those are maintenance about the code. So code as the starting point, and JavaScript has a standard specification about the all vendors, and to the confirm about the about the browser. So so 1997 June, JavaScript as a official release about the ECMAScript language with specification. So so after using or developing Java, some application by using JavaScript, is in JavaScript is need to be updated. So every time it's going to be updated and updated. In 2015, the major change on the JavaScript, and it's called the ES6. It's called ECMAScript 6 changing. There are lots of features are included at the time. So some are like the let variable, constant variable, arrow function, classes, by default parameters, value, template, literatures, destructuring, input and export, promise, request, rest parameters, separate operators, etc. So 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 the second one, what is the ECMAScript feature did I used? So basically I used lots of ECMAScript 6 features in my project. So I going to for example, let, constant, arrow functions, classes, by default array values, template literature, destructuring input, export, promise, separator, operator, and lots of things actually. So the third question is, what are the difference between the var, let and constant? So actually bar, let and constant are a variable in JavaScript. So there has a major difference in there. Let and constant are the ECMAScript 6 are updated. Bar was the very older. So bar variable actually it's redeclared and updating. It's updated. Redeclare mean you are going to declare in every function the same name variable. And hosting is allow. Hostings mean the redeclare the top scope and as a global. And if I going to declare the the sub functions, or every functions is no matter what is it. Okay. And functional scope. The third was functional scope. And let. So let is a variable type. It's very difference between, there has a strongly difference between the bar variable. That has let is also very important, is block. Block scopes maintains, it maintains the block scopes, and it cannot be redeclared is wherever is it. You just call or declare is one time on the your page or the your functions, then it's never be redeclared. You just reassign the value. Let variable. Constant variable is it's also a block level scopes, and it's also be it's also cannot be redeclared in functions. And the most important things, you cannot reassign. Whenever you declare a const variable, you must be assigned a value at the same times. If you not assigned the value, you cannot assign its value wherever it is, and or what you want. So my third question is, why will you used default parameters? So it's allow default parameters, it's allow parameter is be initialized with the default value. If is not a value or undefined is passed. Okay, sometimes function needs a default value. Those variable also can be changed. It means I have a function, and function is by default is processing, it needs some value. It's not allowed to the it's not allowed to the undefined is undefined, just it needs some value, anything. It should be array, it should be it should be array, it should be number, string, anything, but it needs to any value, it's not be allowed undefined. So to solving this problem, we are going to use a default parameters. If I assign or call by reference or call by value, I assign some value, there's the value was replaced by defaults value. So well, my fifth question is, what is the scopes of JavaScript? Scopes of JavaScript. So every function has its own reference area to the ability of variables or functions of the codes. Okay, okay. It means the scopes, uh, just a variable or a function, its reference area, he could be changed, he could be anything, do his area. So there are two scopes, like global scopes and local scopes in JavaScript. So the variable declared on the top of the program or outside of the function and consider its global scope, and the variable you are access inside the every functions on the project or on the code. On the other hand, the variable is declared inside a function. These variable types the variable types with types, and it's called a local variable. Local variable cannot be accessed or modified outside of the function. It's able to access and reassign or anything, modify. It means it's able to access or modify in the functions only. So my sixth question is, what is the high order function? That's very interesting. High order functions, we are actually in functions we are send a variable called by value or called by reference. We know in normal function we just send the variable. Sometimes we need to send a functions or return a functions from a functions. So whenever we just send a functions or return a functions, it's called high order functions. So uh, so so it's my I solved all of my questions. So thank you very much to listening my answers. Thank you.